Hello everyone, it's Robin the Delta Crafter, and I want to thank you for joining me for another video on my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about this beautiful set of Glitz Glitter Gels from Simon Says Stamp. This is an exclusive set of Glitter Glitz Gels that Simon's put together in smaller containers, and you get 6 different colors. So let's take a look at them. The first color I'm showing is called Surf. It's a beautiful teal color. The next color is Citrine, which is a goldish kind of yellow color. Then we have Cherry, which is a beautiful red, vibrant color, perfect for Christmas and the holidays. Perfection is next, which is a bright green color. Then we have Sherbet, which is an orange color. And then last we have Amethyst, a beautiful bright purple. All of these colors have glitter in them, hence the name Glitz Glitter Gel, and they're easy to use. So let's talk about some of the other products we're going to be using with the gels. We have a stencil here called Every Which Way from Hero Arts. We also have a couple of different palette knives. I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to use, so I brought all 3 of them out. I'm also going to be using the Lots of Love die set from Pink Fresh Studio. I love this die set. It's so versatile, and I love that it has a shadow layer as well as the letters. Of course, you're going to need some paper towels, and we're also going to be using some baby wipes. We're going to be applying the gels to a piece of Nina Classic Crest Solar White cardstock in 80-pound weight. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my card panel and the stencil, and I'm going to adhere the card panel to the back of the stencil. To adhere the stencil, I'm going to be using a couple of pieces of Easy C tape. This is a perfect tape for this type of application, and because it peels off easy, which is what we want once our Glitter Glitz Gel is applied. So this is my first time using these particular Glitter Glitz Gels, and so whenever you get your Glitter Glitz Gel or any type of gel medium, stir your product up to reincorporate everything that may have separated during manufacturing and shipping before you start to apply the gels to your paper. So I'm coming in with the Surf, and I'm going to apply this gel in a couple of different spots. What I'm going for is kind of a mosaic look, and it's going to have different colors in different spots all over my panel. So you can see I'm coming in and I've applied the Surf in 3 different locations. I'm going to adjust that later on, but for right now we're going to go with this, just because I'm not sure how much space I'm going to use up with the other colors. So this is where we're going to bring in the baby wipe. In order to clean our palette knife, you're going to want a baby wipe to wipe off your palette knife. You could also use a wet paper towel if you don't have any baby wipes. So now we're going to come in with the Perfection color. I'm going to apply this down in a couple of different spots as well. Notice I got the Perfection on my fingernail there, and having that baby wipe close at hand really came in handy. So I'm going to apply the Perfection alongside one of the spots of the Surf. And I'm going to spread that around and get a thin coat of this gel. This is such a beautiful color. I love chartreuse green. It's one of my favorite colors, and this Perfection fits right into that. So now I'm coming in with the Amethyst, and these are the 3 colors that we're going to be using on this card today. And you're going to see me make a mistake here as I am spreading the paper around, spreading the gel around. See there, my knife ended up going up under the stencil. No worries, I'll be able to cover that up later on. But I just wanted to point that out, that it's a possibility that could happen. But either way, just keep going and finish your creation. Putting down a little bit more of this Amethyst to finish and make sure I have good coverage across the entire panel of the card. Spread it out a little bit more at the top. A little bit, and I don't care if the colors mix a little bit. I actually want that, where they mix a little bit so it looks like everything is kind of meshing together. So I'm done with the amethyst. I'm going to wipe off my palette knife because you want to make sure that you wipe it off, wipe the gel off quickly. This stuff dries kind of fast, and if you don't wipe it off quickly, you might have permanent gel on your, or gel permanently on your palette knife and your stencil for that matter. So I'm peeling back the stencil to reveal the creation, and it looks fabulous. You can see up there at the top where my palette knife went under the stencil, but again, we're not going to worry about that. I'm going to use my sentiment to cover that up. But look how pretty that is. That gel just going through that stencil was just beautiful. So off camera, I went ahead and cut a couple of the shadow layers, about 3 of them in total, out of white cardstock. So this was just scrap cardstock that I had on hand. And I decided to cut the letters out of gold foil. I thought that would go well with all the glitter that's in our glitter gel. So I'm going to use the Barely Arts glue to glue all my letters on. And for the O's in particular, I went ahead and used the negative space as kind of a guide to putting the O's down, because the O's were, to me, were a little bit more tricky. So once I get my O's in place, then I can go along and fill in the rest of the letters. So you just peel that negative space back, and then it reveals the letters that you have placed down. And because you use the liquid glue, you have a little bit of flex time in being able to manipulate and move those letters around to get them right where you want them to be. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to fill in the rest of the letters, apply the rest of the letters rather to my shadow layer. This is going to come together rather quickly and be just the perfect sentiment for this background. I chose the gold foil paper for the letters because I wanted something that was going to add to the design of the card. But the background is so busy, I didn't want to add busyness. So I felt like the gold paper added just the perfect touch to the sentiment. So now I've adhered down the final E in our sentiment. I'm going to place an acrylic block over the letters just to give them a little weight while the glue dries and adheres. So now I'm going to come in and put some foam adhesive tape on the back of my panel, which I have cut down a little bit on the side, so I have a little bit of a white border when I adhere the card panel to our card base. So there you see the part of the card where my palette knife slipped under, but I'm going to place the sentiment over that, so it's going to cover up and disguise my little mistake there. So I'm peeling back the release paper from the foam tape. And we're going to be able to adhere this panel to the card base, and it's going to be popped up a little bit. By the way, the card base is made out of Accent Opaque 120-pound cardstock. These two cardstocks, Nina Classic Crest and Accent Opaque, are my very favorite cardstocks to create cards with. So now we've gotten our glitter glitz gel panel adhered to the card base, and now it's time to glue down the sentiment. To adhere the sentiment to the card base, I'm going to bring in some quick drying tacky glue from Scotch because I want a little bit thicker glue so that it can get into the nooks and crannies of the gel design that we've created on the panel. And this glue does dry, not instantly, but kind of quickly. So I like that. Once I put something down, I don't have to worry about coming back later on, minutes later on, and touching it or bumping it and then moving. So we've got the sentiment down. We're going to put an acrylic block on that as well to apply some weight and make sure that everything is secured. And with that, this card is complete. There's a lot of punch that's packed in this very simple card, and I love the way it came together. I want to thank you for joining me for another video on my YouTube channel. Be sure to check me out on Instagram and Facebook at The Delta Crafter, and stop by my website, thedeltacrafter.com, for all the details of the products I used today. Enjoy!